Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. I wanted to do this video because I just wanted to talk about and remind people of this particular individual, and just basically kind of like give you my thoughts on this person, and kind of like just give you a refresh on why we should never trust this dude. And it doesn't matter who tries to give him the so-called black stamp of approval, that we should never trust this guy. And the guy that I'm talking about is Sean King. At the end of the day, I just won't ever trust Sean King, because at the end of the day, due to the fact that he's lied about who he is, what he is, and there's been times where you have to question his intentions for the community that he so-called tries to represent, that he really isn't part of, that he really didn't become part of or try to pretend to be part of until he went to college. Now, I seen that Dr. Boyce Watkins was gonna do an interview with him. I don't know if he did it or it's scheduled to happen today, but I'm not going to be watching it. I'm not interested in nothing Sean King has to say. As far as I'm concerned, he in the same category with Rachel Dolezal. These are white people that perpetrated their way through college, pretended to be something that they're not. And Rachel Dolezal can holler about what she is now. At the end of the day, Rachel Dolezal is not black. She just a lying white bitch that lied about being black. She won't ever be black. And any black person that's down with her, you get the middle finger, because I'm not interested in nothing that she has to say. She lied about who she was and pretended to be for years. I don't care about the good she supposed to did. Like I said, the so-called good that she supposed to had done, she could have did it being what she was, which was a white woman. Now, at the end of the day, you gonna have some of these black dudes that's gonna defend her, and even black women to a certain degree, because like I said, you just have some black people that love to defend people like Rachel Dolezal and Sean King. To me, they're one of the same. That's just the bottom line, and it's just no way you can sum it up other than just saying what they are. They're just frauds. And I'm not impressed if somebody do an interview with Rachel Dolezal. I'm not impressed if somebody do an interview with Sean King, because they both are frauds. But let's get back to Sean King. I gotta say this about Dr. Boyce Watkins. When I first got on YouTube, like on a regular basis, and I watched his channel. I mean, like I said, I support Dr. Boyce Watkins, but I don't support him like I used to. I support him from afar. I don't donate money to him anymore and all that kind of stuff, because as well as other people, Dr. Boyce Watkins is tied to some controversy, especially with people that used to be part of his organization, whether it's, MeTX, whether it's Paris Milan, and it's like two or three other women. I just decided to fall back on him. I still watch the channel because he does say some things that you can learn from, and I take it, and I take it for what it's worth, and and just use it to my advantage one point or another. He is a good teacher. That's one thing he does do. He teaches very well. But when you want to have guys like Sean King, and what Sean King is tied to, not only is he tied to lying about being black, there's issues about him misusing donations and all that kind of stuff, and funds. You've heard about that. So at the end of the day, Dr. Boris Watkins can interview Sean King all he wants, but Sean King, I will never trust Sean King. Even if Sean King just says, you know what, I'm not black, I'm white. Even when he was outed for being white, and then he came with this ridiculous story where, to a certain degree, when he explained what was his background, he threw his mother on the bus, basically said his mother was a whore, but he took the name of his father that he was raised by, his white father. At the end of the day, he wants to be a black man, but then he tries to sort of take shots at a black man by saying he had an absentee black father and that the white man that raised him was sort of like his white savior. I just kind of peeped that out and I thought about that. I was like, And I'm sure there's other people that think like that too. So that's why people call him names like Martin Luther Cream and H. White Brown and Talcum X. Because at the end of the day, he's not black. Once he refused to take a DNA test to prove what he was, and said, "Oh, I'm not going to do it because that's race baiting." That was all I needed to know. That told me everything I needed to know about one Sean King. He's a fraud and he cannot be trusted. I remember a dude came on my channel, some black dude, saying, "Well, I don't understand. Why do you have an issue with Sean King?" And I instantly blocked him because basically he sounded ridiculous when I, explained why I had an issue with Sean King, just like I'm explaining now. So if you come on here saying you don't understand, and I don't need you to try to put a resume and a long ass paragraph about what he's supposed to have done, I'm not going to read it because I don't care. My opinion about Sean King is my opinion. It's set in stone. Can't nobody change my mind. For real. Even if he just come out and say, you know what, I'm not black, I'm white, I'm sorry about lying, because at the end of the day, Sean King got a scholarship to go to college that was meant for an actual black person. And he stole an opportunity from an actual black man. The same as Rachel Dolezal stole a opportunity from a actual black woman. They can never be trusted. So I know some people that think when they interview these people that they, you know what I'm saying, they doing something, they big timing it. Like I said, who cares about Rachel Dolezal other than the fact that she's a liar? Who cares about Sean King other than the fact he's a liar? That's something that they both have in common. They're both frauds. And black people, the black community as a whole, black men and black women, should never trust Sean King or Rachel Dolezal, if you want to be technical. But that's all I have to say. This your boy Town Biz. Appreciate you listening. I'm out.